Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good out there, surviving this heat and all that's going on in the world. Craziness, right? All over the place. So I bet you've been wondering where I've been. Well, I've kind of spent some time by myself, just out here focusing on the work, getting acclimated with everything. That's kind of the reason why I haven't made any videos. Just trying to get a clear understanding of everything that I need to be doing. So today, I kind of want to talk about that. I want to talk about tips that I'm using that maybe you can put in place, maybe help out if you're driving currently, or if you're maybe looking for something to give you a helpful hand, or if you're looking to possibly get into trucking or come to Prime, just to be able to put the pieces in place. So I've made some notes and want to go over those. Also, I want to go over how much money you can make out here. Now, I'm not going to give you exact numbers that I'm doing, but I'll give you numbers that are realistic and numbers that you can do. Numbers that I thought, doing my research before I got into this, that I thought I could do, that were is a doable number. The numbers are exactly what I thought they were going to be, and very happy. So, with that being said, let me back up a little bit, give you a little background, which I've kind of explained in other videos, but my wife and I, we started the Dave Ramsey plan several years ago. And if you're not familiar with Dave Ramsey, basically he explains how you basically live like no other so you can live like no other, which basically means save your money, stop being a slave to the creditor, slave to the debt, excuse me. And just start saying no. Start living lower than what you need to live now, so you can live like somebody else later on, right? Live better, have a better life later on. So, so this job is one of those ones that will challenge you. You'll make a ton of money out here, and if you're not smart and have things in place right out of the gate, this job can bite you really quick. Because you'll have money coming out your ears, and you'll want to get dumb and buy a bunch of things you don't need. You'll buy that boat or that Hemi or the motorcycle, whatever. Stay away from that crap, guys. Focus on yourself. Build your base, right? Your family. Then work on things down the road, right? That way you can enjoy your life as you get along. Have yourself a good bank. Have yourself a good backup, right? So anyhow, so where I've been now I've been going for a little over a month now. Since my last video. So I took a week at home and enjoyed that with the girls. And then I had a couple loads that took me back to Florida, and I spent a couple days home with the girls then, and catching up on some honeydews and things that need to be done around the house. And I tell you, my wife has been super. She has been she's just knocking things out at the house, doing what needs to be done, which is another thing I'll definitely want to talk about. But yeah, without her, this would not be a possibility whatsoever. So let's see. So yeah, and as you see, getting into football season. Hopefully hopefully Florida State can turn it around this year. We get ourselves a winning season. Looks like we're so far so good. We're starting out pretty good, 2-0. So hopefully they'll keep that streak going. And looks like NFL is going to get started this week too, so that's going to be big time. So anyhow, getting back on topic. All right, so I'm going to start off with tips of the trade, tips of basically what you need to do, or what, not necessarily what you need to do, what I did, okay? Just base it off of what I'm going to tell you what I did. And these are things that you can possibly do to help yourself along the way. So first thing I'd start off with to help yourself out so that you can have a good, be successful, right? Because you're starting a new business, right? This is a new business for you. So you need to try to learn as much as you can about that business. Do your research. What do I need to do? There's a lot of things that I already had in place. I already had a license, and I've already driven before in the past. So I just needed to do the research on the over-the-road trucking and what that was all involved. There's only so much you can get by researching. A lot of information you get out there, you get through YouTube videos, which I got. A lot of guys out there are blessed enough to give that information out, and thankfully they did. And it's a wealth of knowledge that you get through this YouTube channel. So when these guys, start basically pouring their heart into these videos and they're telling you their life story, try not to hammer on them too hard. These guys and me, we're trying to give you our advice and trying to give you what we're using out here, tools that we're using that seem to be working for us. Okay, so first things first, you gotta have if you're married, you got a family, you gotta have a good spouse at the house, good partner at the house. That's y'all are on the same page, right, through this whole ordeal. You're away from the house. You're not there to do anything. If you were the man of the house and you did the chores and you did the mowing, right, you did all that stuff at the house. If the internet goes out, how do you hook that back up, right? How do you reboot the internet again? All these things you never really talked about, you just did it, right? The breaker trips in the panel, what do you do there? So these things you just got to really not take for granted that it's going to be done. You're probably going to get telephone calls from home. Hey, this happened, things that y'all didn't discuss or whatever, and that really helps because they're under as much stress as you are, because you're out here doing this. Don't think that anything that life is still at the house is still happening. So it takes a lot for them to get, they got to pull their end too, pull their weight, which is difficult. They got to pay the bills at the house. You can't pay the bills. They're not here. Things that need to be happening at the house. Bills still coming in at the house. Power bill, water bill, all that stuff still got to be taken care of. You got to take care of the kids. They don't have the backup. You being there to help them do what they need to do, the life things of taking care of children. Emotional support. It's tough out here. You get situations out here. You need a nice, helpful, friendly voice to talk to every now and again to talk you down off of that cliff, if you will, and vice versa. So stay in contact with one another, listen to each other. Help each other through their troubled times and things. But that good solid base is key to doing this job because you're away from home. So that's tip number one. You got to be solid there. Tip number two that I give you that I did as far as basically getting all my finances together and starting a new business. So you got to get your bank accounts, right? So you're going to need at least a checking account, a savings account, right off the bat. Me, I did with my bank as a credit union. I did 2 checking accounts. And everything's done online, so it's the same bank that I use with my personal account. So when my money comes in from Prime, goes into my business account, I transfer the 25% from that account directly into my other checking, which I have dubbed my tax, tax bill, quarterly tax payments, or whatever you want to label it. But it's for the taxes. Also, you want to make sure you have good insurance in place, health insurance, medical, disability insurance. What if you get sick out here, and what if you get hurt out here and you can't drive? The truck payments and fixed costs still comes in every week, so you need to make sure you have a good enough backup plan coming to you. You have money in the bank already, which we already had a pretty good amount in the bank already backing me up before I even come here. But I don't want to mess with that anymore. I want the company to take care of itself. So make sure you build those emergency funds, build those that backup account that you need, just help support you if something happens. Not only mechanical things can happen to the truck. You can get sick too. Something happens to you, truck stops, right? Truck's not moving, you're not making any money. So just think about that. The insurance thing, insurance, accidental insurance, AFLAC or whatever. Make sure then what I just said there, make sure you put together a good e-fund. Me personally, I put $200 a week into my e-fund, and it builds up rather quickly. So it's always good to have that in there. Also, when I took off the week, I didn't do that this time, but I will next time. So when I took off that week, when I came back to work, I was in debt by a week's payment, or a fixed cost, if you will. Your permits and insurance, all that stuff comes out of that previous week. So you're in the hole coming back. So you really need to have some really good weeks to get caught up. Me, I got caught up within about a week and a half. Because also the following week you got another payment, right? So you're trying to get caught up. So I talked to my payroll person to find out that what I'm going to do, because I'm actually taking time off in November, I'm going to go ahead and pay ahead on those two weeks that I'm taking off. That way when I come back to work, I won't have anything waiting for me, no debt waiting for me. Right when I start working, boom, I'm making money. I'm not worried about carrying anything. So you can do it either way, whatever you're comfortable with. So it's not an issue for me either way. It just off my mind. I'm not thinking about the coming back owing anything. It's already taken care of. So let's see. Surround yourself with smart people. So me, I'm ignorant to this job. So I surround myself with good people, good coworkers, talk to them, ask them questions along the way, all the way down to your taxes, your accounting. So you hire a good accountant, your tax person, you take care of all that stuff. That way, it's also these people that you hire to do this job for you, make sure they answer your questions. If you ask them a question, they don't answer your question, you don't feel that warm and fuzzy for them, fire their ass. Move on. Get somebody else that will answer your questions. These things that you're learning, maybe you only need them for a year or maybe two. Or you may just continue using whatever, but if you learn it and feel comfortable with it enough yourself, maybe you could do it yourself later on down the road. Me personally, I'm using the Abacus at Prime, and so far so good. They're staying in contact with me all the time. I send them my monthly expense reports. Every month I send them to them, and if I have any questions on something that I've purchased or whatever, they get right. I email them to them, email any question to them, they get right back with me. The whole team talks to you, so it's not like you're talking to one person. So once your information's put in the screen there on the computer, anyone there at Abacus can talk to you. So big advantage to having that at your disposal, if you will. Let's see, networking, basically what I was just saying a second ago. Talk to truckers, start seeing people, even if they don't work at Prime, talk to any trucker. Just go up, introduce yourself, shake their hand. Use that gift of gab if you have it. If you don't, use it. Try it. Ask questions. Ask these guys, hey, how much do you put aside for your emergency fund if you have one? What do you put aside? Do you have an operating fund? What do you put aside for that? How much cushion do you have for this? And ask all these questions that come up. Don't just assume. Ask these questions. These guys, a lot of them will tell you. They're not shy. They won't probably tell you exact numbers, but just tell them, hey, I'm starting out. I want to know what to do as far as do I need this amount of money, this amount of money. Obviously, starting out, you got to pace yourself and get going. Also, talk to these shops. What's the best truck stop at? If you're in a certain area, you call up a buddy and say, hey man, this is where I'm at. Where's a good place to stop? Who's got the best food around here? Loves is friggin' ate up with these damn Subways, dude. I am over Subways, so I'm doing a lot of my cooking here on the truck. But yeah, ask around, ask these guys, hey, what's the best places to stop? Where's the most quietest places to stop if you can find any? When that sun starts coming down, it's really tough to try to find a place to stop and be able to get a good parking spot. There's a couple of places that I've found where the truck stops are full, and you can find a nice little quiet oasis, little rest area that a lot of places don't know anything about, and get you a good night's rest. Let's see. Probably the last one that I'll talk about is your health. Mental health, physical health. You got to get out of this truck. Got to get out and walk. Park far away from the truck stop as you can. That way you can get a little exercise in. Maybe get out, walk a little bit, sweat, get yourself about 30 minutes of a little walking, Then go and take a shower. Get a little exercise. Get out of that truck. Get them muscles moving. Get flexing. Get moving a little bit. Also, mental health. Call a buddy. Call a friend, man. You got to talk to somebody. Sitting on this truck, listening to the radio or podcast or whatever, sometimes it just isn't enough. You may need to call a friend and just vent. Talk to them about your day. Let them know how you feel and how they're doing, just to be able to talk to another human being every now and again. Luckily for me, I have a buddy of mine that's in trucking, a couple of buddies actually in trucking, so I get to vent on them every now and again and talk to them. And of course, I talk to the wife all the time. But it's good to talk to somebody, man. You got to get on that phone and keeps your brain together. That way you're not going batshit crazy out here. Keep your brain happy, if you will. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I want to talk a little bit about numbers. Everybody always asks, what do you make? What do you make? How much are you making out there truck driving? What are you making? What are you making? Well, one thing I will start out with, and I normally don't do this, but I will. If any of my videos have helped anybody out there and decision to come to Prime, and they've helped you out at all, consider using my driver code. It's down in the description. It's MIMTAL. Like I said, it's down there in the description. And so if you decide to come to Prime and I've given you the inspiration to come here, talking about my story of being in my 50s and basically retiring from law enforcement, starting over a new job, whole new life, and maybe you're doing something similar to that. Maybe you're looking for something new. You heard that trucking is good money in trucking, and maybe that'll help you get over that hump that you're trying to get over, because all you're doing is just making that paycheck every week, and that's kind of where I was. That was kind of my decision coming out here. I was just making a paycheck every week, have a pension that I'm collecting, but I'm just earning a paycheck every week. So I'm not really putting away anything, because I have a lot of things in my mind that we want to do. We want to go travel, we want to go see the world and do whatever, and with just making a paycheck every week is just not enough. So we were ready to try to put our future on fast forward, if you will, financially. That way we can go ahead and in 10 years, that's my plan, do this for 10 years and get out. So next year, hopefully the lease purchase comes back, I'm going to purchase my new truck, and get another lease purchase, and yeah, man, in 3 years, hell, I'll have that thing paid off, and that'll give myself a raise, because the truck payments won't be there, and I'll be putting that money in the bank, and just bank money. That's all I want to do, all we want to do. So all right. So the big question: how much money do you make trucking? So over the past 10 weeks, my settlements over the past 10 weeks, including the week that I took off. So, well, reword this a little bit. Anyways, so you can make, for Prime, solo driving, lease, under lease, standard lease, you should be able to make average anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 a month. If you cannot, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong, something seriously wrong. But that is a very doable number. Now, with that being said, now that's net. That's after everything's paid, fuel's paid, truck payments paid, everything's paid. The money, and that's taxes also. That money goes into my account. That's my average of what I get, what I've been making so far. And that's the numbers that I did my research on before I came into here, looking into what can you make trucking, what can you make out here. Now, some people look at it and go, oh, you can make a little more money going down there. You know what? Working for Prime and these numbers work perfectly for me. Works perfect for what I wanted, what I was looking for. And in my 10-year goal, this will get me exactly where I want to be. So what can you complain about? I can't. I'm perfectly happy. I'm tickled to death with Prime. I like how they basically take care of everything for you, dispatch you the load, and if you like it, take it and rock on. If the numbers don't look right, you don't like it, you're a lease operator, you can pass. What else do you have? And so it's no pressure, That's the whole ordeal of me coming out here. Is I didn't want to start another job and be under pressure. Now, going through training, staying on a truck with somebody else, and like I explained in other videos, that was a little difficult for me. But I survived it, and like my buddy Lyle or No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, you can't avoid the struggle. You gotta go through it, and it's all part of your rite of passage, if you will. And I'm glad I did it, and learned a lot, and still learning. So that's pretty much where I wanted to lead off today, guys, and explain to you where I've been. Kind of just been doing my own studying of figuring out where I'm at, make sure everything's in place that needs to be in place, that I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to be doing. And so far, so good. I actually just got a call from my fleet manager. I got an award waiting on me. I guess it's a 6-month accident-free award waiting for me back in Springfield. I got to go pick that up. I don't know what it is. He just told me go to the Prime store and pick up your award. If it's a sticker or what it is, but I thought that was pretty neat, thinking of me like that. So anyhow, that's pretty much all I got, guys. Thanks for sticking through it, and I know it's kind of a long video, but it's been a while since I posted one, and I wanted this to be kind of a good informational video. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. So thanks again. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep sticking by. I'll bring some more videos sooner, I promise. And like I said, I just wanted to get this one under my belt and out of the way a little bit, so I feel a lot more comfortable now. So I'll start relaxing a little bit and be able to enjoy making videos. So anyways, thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.